We're
Post
Sex
Nachos.
and you're
listening to Rock Paper Podcast.
yes.
That was so bad.
Nailed it.
All right, and then here's not a dumb one. Hey, we're Post Sex Nachos, and thanks for listening to Rock Paper Podcast.
like the first one better.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today on Zoom with the guys of Post Sex Nachos. Welcome to the show, guys.
What's up? Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man, this is cool. It's a fun name to say. I don't get to you don't get to say Post Sex Nachos very often. So for at least for me until today. So I'm sure you guys get to say it all the time. But that this is fun. I'm glad that this all worked out. That I guess really this all started with Chase reached out. And Chase, what your brother Ian was on the show, right?
Brother Colin. But same band.
Yeah, that's right. The other brother in the band. Like
the better looking, more successful one. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
As we are often to remind him.
Right. Yeah, but that so that's kind of how we got connected, and we thought this would be fun to hang out. Which I'm always, that's really the gist of me doing this show, is I enjoy getting to meet new people, discovering new music all the time, and unfortunately, I like to do the show in person most of the time. I like to meet with all my people and get to hang out and have just to hang out but with everything being still on lockdown, we're doing this one over Zoom today, which works out, man. I've been having fun with this too. It's been interesting to kind of trying this new technology out and making it work. But so before we get going too far, do you guys want to go around and all introduce yourselves for everybody?
Sure. Yeah. I suppose because I spoke first, I can start.
We're waiting.
Yes. I'm Hunter. I played Hunter Pendleton. I play drums in the band. And that's it. I'm the only person. There's no one else.
I'm Sammy. I play rhythm guitar, and I'm the lead singer of Post Sex Nachos.
Mitch. Yeah, I beat you. I play lead guitar and Dungeon Master.
You didn't say your name.
I said Mitch.
Doesn't need one.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Oh, that's Mitch.
And my name is Chase Miller. I play bass and I play drums for one song, and I get really excited about it every time.
That's fair. I also play bass for one song. Forgot about that. Multi-instrument. I should just introduce myself as a We should introduce ourselves as multi-instrumentalists next time.
I'm much cooler, yeah.
Well, in that case, I play 3.
If we were keeping track.
Yeah, I'm better than you.
So you guys are, I guess, home base is Columbia, Missouri now. Is that right?
It is.
Yeah, usually Columbia, Missouri, and now we're split half and half between Columbia and St. Louis during this whole coronavirus thing that's going on.
Yeah.
Well, you're back home, right?
Yeah, I went back home.
Oh, in Chicago.
To Chicago yesterday. So actually I guess it was 2 days ago. So drove home and now I'm here in my room.
Yeah. Nice.
That's it.
Yep. You is it like downtown Chicago or like a suburb or?
No, it's about 20 minutes outside of the Loop, so
Okay.
outside Chicago. But
Yeah. I love that area. Man, I go up there quite a bit. Go especially, half the trips just for pizza. So, I go up there like at least once a year. But I
Yeah.
also go to Columbia just for pizza sometimes, just to get Shakespeare. So,
Well, don't blame you on that.
yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Also, if you're going there for pizza, you should probably get Pizza Tree.
Yeah.
Also-
Pizza Tree is also awesome.
Mhm.
I love all pizza equally. So,
Fair trip to Pizza Tree, before shows. That's usually the place where we go.
Yeah.
We have done that a couple of times, actually.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember years ago. So I run up to Columbia a lot. I'm in Wentzville, kind of halfway between St. Louis and Columbia. So if there's a good show in Columbia, I'll take the trip, and I'll sometimes it would work out like, maybe there. So I used to work Monday through Friday and had evenings until 11 p.m. So if there was shows on Friday night, it was hard for me to, unless I burned a sick day or vacation day or whatever. But sometimes the tours would work out where they're in St. Louis on Friday and Columbia on Saturday. So I'd just take the trip up there on Saturday and go see the show instead of having to burn my time. And so I would go to Blue Note and Rose quite a bit. And even back then it was called Mojo's. And at one point, Pizza Tree was in Mojo's. And then they, I guess they, moved out, and there's I think it was last I think there was like a taco place in there.
Yeah. Maybe it's Boss Taco or
Right by Rose.
Yeah.
So it was nice to, like I said, having when Pizza Tree was in there for a while, though, it was nice to be able to go to get a slice and enjoy the show.
It didn't really work out with Harpo's, but maybe if we have a song called Pizza Tree on the next album.
Yeah.
We almost basically borderline harassed them to put our.
No, it wasn't borderline. Hold on. I harassed them. I would like to.
Hunter harassed Harpo's Instagram, like the bar in Columbia,
Right.
and it was like, "Hey, we have a song named after your bar. Like, please, can you share this?"
Please share it.
Reddit didn't say anything.
No responses.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We just won't go there anymore.
Yeah.
Left on red, huh?
They've lost heart.
Have you been to Harpo's?
Yeah, there's one in I guess Chesterfield area or something like that. And,
Oh.
yeah, Mitch is. I see you're talking, but it's cutting in and out for you some reason.
Might be my connection.
I can hear you now, but then it fades out as soon as you start talking sometimes.
All right, I'll try and speak more clear.
Mitch, maybe
That was ironic.
go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've definitely been to Harpo's, and they have some tasty food and beverages, and usually some great live music too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, now they're dead to us.
Yeah.
Those bastards.
Harpo's is bad. They water down their drinks. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I don't know.
We are not going to make an enemy.
Right.
We already have.
It wasn't us, man.
Themselves.
It was me. I did this. I started this war, and I will end it.
Is there a way, since they didn't reach back out to us, for us to change the name to Harpo Sucks?
We could do that on SoundCloud. Or what's the
Is our music on SoundCloud?
I don't know if we're on SoundCloud.
Oh.
Don't look us up on SoundCloud.
You'll get some random shit that is not us, probably. Or maybe we are there. I don't know. Who knows?
I think Vows may be on it.
I was going to say, I think I remember listening to Vows on SoundCloud at some point. The original Vows, not the new one.
Cringe. You listen to SoundCloud? No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, I'm going to look that up. Now I'm curious.
Well,
You still have SoundCloud?
since you guys brought it up, let's play this song, Harpo's, which is on your guys' brand new release. That just last week or something?
I think about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks now.
The 19th, whenever that was.
And so we got that record out there, available digitally everywhere now, and you can check that out. But we're gonna give you a little sneak peek of what these guys have been up to. And this song is called Harpo's. And anything else we need to know about this song, guys?
Sammy,
I don't know, Sammy.
It's about trying to get over a relationship. I know it's groundbreaking for music.
Come on, Sammy. I'm pretty sure I remember you saying this is about getting cheated on at Harpo's.
I remember this as well.
It's about finding out I was being cheated on whilst at Harpo's.
Ah.
Harpo shaking my head, got me spinning round in circles. I've been sharing my bed, got me jumping through these hurdles. But still she doesn't care. What am I to do with myself? All he said because he can't tell me what is wrong. I don't blame him. She likes cake. Feelings in the air, got me living in the past, pretending not to care, but trying not to ask why we broke it off. What am I to do with myself? All he said because he can't tell me what is wrong. I don't blame him. She likes cake. She doesn't care. What am I to do with myself? All he said because he can't tell me what is wrong. I don't blame him. She likes cake.
I was going to say cheating on at Harpo's is that would be a whole nother song.
Yeah, no. I'm not the one committing adultery here.
Yeah.
Just so everyone's aware. I would never. It's a sad sob story about a man trying to regain love in the time of insecurity and sadness.
Song's pretty happy though.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, it sounds really like joyful. I'm not sure if we can curse on this podcast. I just caught myself.
Hey, you can say whatever you want. It's on
All
the
right.
internet.
All right.
Just know your family or whatever can listen to it. So as long as you don't care, I don't care. Yeah, so this is I don't know, I really like, so this was my first introduction to the band was when Chase reached out, and then I gave the record to listen on Spotify and stuff. And I was like, man, I really dig what you guys are doing. Like, I mean, right at the beginning with In the Bag, opening it up, like immediately got like, hey, all right, I can dig this. It was right up my alley. Like, so this, which is quite, fun for me because I get a lot of random people sending me messages or emails and like, hey, check out my band or whatever it is. And like, I always try to be supportive and give everything a listen, but it's not always my favorite stuff. So when you click something and you're like, all right, yeah, cool. This is really good. So like that made me feel good. So, yeah.
Damn.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
so
man.
Nice compliment.
Well, yeah, like I said, really well done. I really like, it's just fun, man. Like I said, I dig, like, it's kind of, I don't know. I enjoy the guitar tones and stuff. And then just kind of like, sometimes it's kind of a little funky, sometimes a little like spacey kind of stuff. And just like a lot of different things kind of going on throughout the record. So it keeps it interesting for me also. And, so it just really, really good time.
So actually, Shane, question for you. Of all of the things that you get sent by people, what would you say the ratio of like, oh, this is interesting, this is like pretty good, to this is just batshit horrible? What do you think the ratio there is?
I would say it favors pretty high of like really good stuff. Like there's typically, I get a lot of really good stuff. There's only a handful that like, I mean, I've had people send me stuff and I'm like, I try to be, again, I'm very supportive of like all music. Just because it's not for me, I don't knock it, like, because it's somebody's art, it's somebody might like this, but it's just not me. It's just not like, so, and
it's very subjective.
Yeah. So I don't try to bash anybody for doing what they're doing. It's just like, I was like, I'm not going to do you any favors to talk about it on the show because I don't know what I would talk about it. Wouldn't be genuine and stuff. So, but I've had people like send me stuff and it's just a bunch of noise to me. And it's just like, it's like literally like, maybe like, I tend to gravitate more towards like songwriters and different, the lyrics and different things like that. But I also, love the music as well, but that's where my wheelhouse is like, singer songwriters and stuff. And so when you send me some music that doesn't have any lyrics at all, it's really kind of hard for me to stay engaged in it very long. So, and that's there's been a lot of weird things like that and just not for me. So, but luckily it doesn't happen too often. Most of the people that I get to meet through that happens like that are typically pretty good stuff. So
we're glad to be on the right side of the river.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Which is strange because I've always described our music as just a bunch of noise.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've said that in multiple interviews.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of goes back to that whole like saying, one man's trash and another man's gold kind of thing. Sometimes like some people can look at it as just a bunch of noise sometimes, but other people, hear for what it is and stuff. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. I was digging it. Sounds good to me. But you guys, let's kind of go back a bit though. Before, I don't think we kind of got into it, but how does one go about starting a band and deciding to call it Post Sex Nachos? Where do you guys come together and join? Was it all through school and stuff, or had you guys known each other before that? And
so Chase and me had known each other for our first year of undergrad. We had been just like friends who would hang out and like do random stuff. But no, we would jam together.
We played Mario Kart. Okay.
Yeah, we played Mario Kart. I didn't want to say it.
Big shout out to Mario Kart.
Yeah, big old shout out to Mario Kart. But yeah, we here and there we would just jam out, play guitar together, write silly little songs. And then came our sophomore year, Hunter came into the mix, and I sent this message to this giant group chat saying, hey, I need a drummer for a project that I'm working on. And Hunter responded. And I think that very same night or sometime during that week, Chase, Hunter, and I got together up in this practice space and just started
Attic.
playing music. Yeah, the attic. Yeah, and almost a year,
About a year.
a little less than a year. Mitch joins the Brood, and we
playing.
become a little weird family.
Yeah. Sweet.
As for the name, I think Mitch can touch on that.
Yeah.
The name?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I just remember being on this trip with these guys, and we were actually going through like South Dakota, like real north, kind of by the like Rushmore, and all of a sudden we're like getting up close to Rushmore, and my memory gets a little hazy. Hunter, do you?
So I'd like to say we did this trip. We did this right after we formed as a group, like officially. So we didn't know. I mean, like I knew Chase and Sammy a decent bit, but I didn't really know Mitch all that well. And so we're driving up, and it's a long ass road trip. So we're getting to know each other. We're talking. We're doing all this stuff. But we're driving up to Rushmore. And it's sort of late. I think it was probably 8:30 or 9 at this point. Getting kind of hungry. And we see Mount Rushmore. We see it in the distance. And all of a sudden, I see Mitch's face light up.
Yeah.
My God. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful view this is. The only thing that could possibly be better than this thing right here would be a big old plate of Mexican food. I kind of looked at him and I was like, Mitch, that sounds delightful. That's the perfect thing that could be an accessory to this moment. The majesty of America imprinted onto a mountain and a big old plate of Mexican food. And Chase, take it. Take the rest of it. I know.
Well, I'll put a cap on this. But anyways, I corrected him and I said, that's absolutely incorrect. Mount Rushmore is beautiful, but sex is better than both nachos and Mount Rushmore. So
Degenerate of the group. You can't
and
guess.
Sammy says something along the lines of, what if you combine the two? And we're like, oh, dude, that's fucking gross. Like sex during nachos during sex. And then Sammy's like, okay, well, what about nachos after sex? And we're like, post-sex nachos. Oh,
That'll do it.
and then kind of had that like light up moment.
We all kind of looked around the car at each other
Yeah.
and like,
4 massive invisible light bulbs had just turned on at that very moment.
and these were light bulbs over the heads of those on Mount Rushmore, not
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
we said, ding. Perfect.
And I said, what about post-sex Rushmore?
We said,
then-
that's a stupid idea. Yeah.
Yeah, we said,
No.
shut up, Mitch.
I thought about quitting in South Dakota at that point, but the name was too good. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like even this whole story, almost like Mad Libs. It's like your random. Yeah.
It's funny you say that.
Yeah.
It's really, that's what we think of it
Yeah, right.
sometimes as too.
I feel like some of that stuff too. It's almost like a random band name generator type of thing, like where like people put all kinds of weird things in, but whatever, man, it works. It definitely sticks. It gets people's attention, and it's a lot of fun to say and think about. And do you ever get in any trouble for it? Like when you guys play shows?
Yeah, actually. So we've gotten to perform at our school. So, Mizzou, Jesse Hall is that big auditorium. And every time we play there, we've played there like 3 times now, they have to announce our name as PSN because apparently college kids don't know what the fuck sex is. And like, it's just absurd. It's like, we're not catering. It's not like children in the audience. It's all kids our age. Like it's all human adults.
I have a very distinct memory of playing. It was during football season. It was last fall.
Oh yeah, Traditions Plaza.
Yeah, we were playing at Traditions Plaza, which is right, like right outside Jessica. It's a great like little amphitheater space at Mizzou, and we were playing for some like alumni event that was getting put on by this group of students, and they were. What did you say, Mitch?
Tiger, right? It was like
True Tiger. There we go. So True Tiger Network, they're having this big grill out like tailgate thing. They're like, oh, we want you to play. So we went and we were going to go play. And they made it very clear that we could not say our name at all during the show.
And of course, I said it like 4 different times throughout.
And so Sammy and I like because we both had mics, we kept saying it over and over. And because fuck them, whatever. It's our
what are we supposed to do? Just like not say the name? Like,
we're pissing.
Somebody came up to us during the intermission and was like, hey, if you say it one more time, unfortunately they are going to have to remove you from the stage.
That's rock and roll right there.
I thought they said like, oh yeah, like we don't care if you say it. And we're like, all right, like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, it should be fine. So
at the beginning.
And then he was like, don't say it anymore. And then we said it again or something. And
Yeah.
Say it again, like my boss is kicking you off. Like,
Yeah, and so we waited till right after our last song to plug it just one more time.
All right.
Post Sex Nachos.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have friends here in town, Funky Butt Brass Band, and even with the word "butt," they get a hard time from some people. Like most of the people don't care; they think it's fun. But like they've done a couple like street festival type of more family friendly type of things, and they've gotten weird about saying their name and as butt and stuff. And it's just like
such a sad world we live in.
Right.
That's so mild. Like everybody poops.
Yeah, right.
Sex, butt, and ass should all be removed from controversies.
Legalize it, man.
Would also be a great band name though, too.
Sex, butt, and ass. Dude, that's our second album.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait, what was the other name? What was Slinky Man?
Grandpa Slinks.
Grandpa
That's
Slinks.
Mitch Broden right there.
There he is. Grandpa Slinks.
Oh, he's got it.
You
Oh,
had
wow.
that ready. I knew you had that.
Look at that
fucking
prop
ready.
action.
You said call back. Woo, Slinky.
Cards, like I use them as my fidget toys while I'm on Zoom calls.
He's a slinky boy.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll come up later, but just leave it for now.
Well, let's play a tune called "In the Bag." Again, this is track 1 on the brand new album, and the album's is just self-titled, right? Post Sex Nachos.
Yeah.
And you can find a video for this song also on the YouTube channel, where you guys did all the recording in quarantine over Zoom. So
Yeah.
it looks a lot like this, and it was fun to see you guys having fun with it. And
Hey, Sam. Hey, Sammy. We need you to hop on this Zoom call. If that's you're on the Zoom call. What is your background? Okay? Then disregard this message. Thank you.
Leave him a message.
All right.
Oh,
You sack of shit.
Guys, I think this music video is going to be horrible.
I have no faith in this at all.
No, you don't drink.
You're saying you like this?
I get nothing else.
I have one of these.
Gonna make me use the nasal spray. Hail Satan, hail Satan, hail Satan.
Bobblehead.
What are you saying?
One of these?
2.
You like this?
What about this?
Okay.
Somebody starts and says, welcome. And then someone says, to the, and then someone else says, virtual. And then we all say, post-sex nachos music video.
It's a dumb idea.
Okay.
It looks like Justin Bieber 2012.
Oh, Hunter's down all. Wait, did he mute himself? Hunter's completely frozen on mine.
Same. This is just one big disaster, folks.
back, I swear it's true. I told myself that all I needed was you. I never looked the other way. Look at the fucking mess we made. Everyone knew except for me. I got warned by your family. I made the call, took the plea. Only happy in between the sheets. And I don't mind at all if you lie to me. 'Cause the sky is falling and I ain't calling you back. I fell in love, I was 17. I fell in love, it felt evergreen. It's always worse behind the screen. Never thought that you could be so mean. Guess that I had never heard. But it's cool, lesson learned. Next time I'll be more prepared to give myself and to get hurt. And I don't mind at all if you lie to me. 'Cause the sky is falling and I ain't calling you back. I fell in love, I was 17. I fell in love, it felt evergreen. It's always worse behind the screen. Never thought that you could be so mean. And I don't mind at all if you lie to me. 'Cause the sky is falling and I ain't calling you back.
That's my favorite song on the album. Oh, definitively. I know. That held out. When you hold out the that was hot. Like the beginning of, or the second part of the verses.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the video and of course the song and stuff. What do you guys? How is that? Was that just the video? I guess come out of necessity, being that we're all
Yeah,
still
it was more something to tide over. Our release show got postponed to September,
right.
surprisingly, and not surprisingly. And so we wanted a piece of content to promote the album because we knew that was going to be like 200 new people that were going to hear us. So we decided to make a little Zoom music video as a kind of a consolation for our release show.
Yeah. And that was nice as well, because at that point, I mean, we'd not seen each other or really done anything creative with each other since we finished recording the album.
Yeah.
In like what, mid-March?
Yeah.
Right? I don't even know when the last date we recorded was, but
it's March 20th. Yeah.
March 20th. Yeah. So it had been, a minute. And so it was nice to be able to just do something like creative with each other again. And that was kind of the perfect outlet for it.
Yeah. It was more of an excuse to hang out.
Sure. Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Well, it works out, man. It was fun. And there's been a lot of people doing, variations of that kind of idea, just jamming over, Zoom over the internet or whatever it is. So,
yeah.
And so it's been fun to see people finding ways to still be creative during this time and still be able to put out music and different things. So, I've had a couple of various bands come on just like yourselves, like talking about releasing a new record, or they had plans to have this party like you're talking about, and of course everything did what it did, and there's pros and cons to it all. I think releasing music during this time, I talk about it, but I feel like the biggest pro is that nobody's got anywhere to go, so they've got plenty of time to sit and listen to it.
You're trapped.
No one can excuse themselves from at least pressing play on our album.
Right.
once.
Like when I text someone, I'm like, "Oh, have you listened to the album?" They're like, "Oh no, I haven't gotten a chance." I'm like, "Bullshit! You had nothing
fuck
but
you,
time."
man. Yeah. No,
I
I'm just
prefer
kidding.
that all of our fans come from just sheer boredom.
It's good to think about.
It has been weird, and also kind of cool to talk to not just like us, but like other musicians and just artists in general that have been finding ways to be creative when isolated from other people. Like I just talked to a photographer. Everyone should check her out. Her name is Corinne. Website is Corinne Worldwide. She's incredible. She's a really good photographer, but she's doing these like Zoom, like these virtual photo shoots over like Zoom and FaceTime. And they're like these incredibly beautiful photos. And she's literally doing them over FaceTime. And it's just like, it's weird because it's forcing people to be creative in ways that literally no generation has been creative like this, like ever.
Right.
And had the tools that we have to be creative. And it's really, really fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, it's definitely weird to think about. I mean, even like seeing shows like, of course, like Jimmy Fallon and Conan and all these guys are all doing their shows online. And
it's insane, right? It's kind of like like a sci-fi book. Like we're living in a post-apocalyptic time. It's really weird.
Yep. But
the SNL over Zoom is kind of wacky. It's so weird. And you think they're gonna run out of ideas for sketches and stuff. They already did like the office Zoom call. Like what else?
Yeah, the SNL stuff.
Yeah. I speaking of some of that too, I saw I guess it was on TikTok originally, but I saw videos of this like classes messing with their teacher, and they all like were doing various like pranks on her, which I don't know. Some of it seemed pretty set up, but other some of it was very well coordinated. And they did like one where they like passed a pencil through each screen, and like always like, hey, can I borrow a pencil? And it starts at the very top and like goes all the way down. So that was pretty funny. And then they did one where the one kid yelled, "Andy's coming," and everybody like just flopped down like Toy Story. And so that was pretty good. And of course their teacher's like, "What is going on in here?" And all that kind of stuff. So
love that.
But, so yeah, it's just, I mean, that's just, it's just weird that we're all doing exactly the same thing. We're all trying to figure this out, trying to figure out ways to still, engage with people, be creative and have fun and not lose our minds. So
exactly.
Yeah.
But so be sure to check out the video and have some fun with these guys, and check out In the Bag on wherever you're getting your music at. Where you mentioned recording, let's talk about that. Sam says he does record some music earlier off mic, and I'm guessing, did you guys do a lot of this in-house or?
We did it all at North Village Recording in Columbia.
Okay.
So
All right.
we had 3 days booked to record our album. So like we didn't record to a click track or like really spend all that much time redoing stuff. Like we had a few passes to do it. But I mean, Tim Hansen, the guy who runs North Village and the mixing boutique now in St. Louis, he's really talented, really fast, really smart, and he got us where we needed to be like every day that we were there. And other than that, he mixed for a little bit after we were done being in the studio physically, and I think it sounds good. I don't know if the songs are like the best music that's ever been made, but I think it sounds really good in terms of mixing and mastering.
And that like big block, we did 3 10-hour days, which that's honestly, I think that's how we've recorded all of our music except for except for Vows and Coffee, the
And
original
Drive
Vows
Home.
and
Yeah.
Coffee. But even Drive Home was one 12-hour session. Like we were just
Oh yeah.
fucking do it.
Yeah.
So studio time is very fun because it's just basically 10 hours of uninterrupted playing music and dicking around and
And
doing
eating,
them simultaneously.
drinking.
Yeah, it's great.
The guy Tim, he kind of picked on Sammy the whole time, which was great. We didn't have to be the enemy.
I was socially isolated before this quarantine started. Okay.
Where we actually paid him a little extra to do that. So
Yeah. Threw in a little tip.
the hourly rate went up, but it's okay. It was worth it.
Right. Well, yeah, like I say, I agree with all that. Like, it definitely sounds great. So, you mentioned Vows. Is that? But then there is a track Vows Renewed on the record. Is that like?
So
like
we
the
have
sequel?
Yeah, it's kind of like the way we play it live. So we have a
Okay.
song called Vows, which we made in 2018
Right.
in this attic practice space that we had. And we used one like shock boom mic that
It's not meant for like music production. Like I had it
it's for podcasts, right? Or
No, it's for like
oh,
documentary
cool. Okay.
film. I had it for like a video shoot, and I was like, "Fuck it, we'll use like this. It'll work fine. It'll be
And we
great."
recorded this whole thing in like 4 tracks on Logic, one each by themselves. So I did the like scratch guitar first, and we had Hunter record drums with one mic in the weirdest placement ever. I think I was holding it while he was playing.
You were.
Yeah, and then we just DI'd the guitar and the bass, and then added a little bit of synth over there. This was right before Mitch joined, by the way. That's why it is one of our less good sounding songs, because Mitch, even though he sucks, he is a really good guitar player.
Yeah, I'm a really shitty person. But yeah,
He's a really bad person.
But no, like you tell people like, oh yeah, we recorded Vows in an attic, and they're like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, it sounds like it was recorded in an attic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the new Vows Renewed on that's what it's called, right? Vows Renewed.
Yeah, it's like our live version.
Yeah, it's basically like the way that we have taken that song, which it's a good song. I like that song. I love the song, but like perfected it and made it much more interesting and entertaining to listen to live, especially with the addition of one other guitar, which has been nice.
Yeah.
I think we should like do what Wolfpack does. They do like it gets funkier, like 1, 2, and 3, and 4.
Yeah.
So we should Vows in the next album. Vows again.
Yeah. But it's all synth pop this time.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of with you. I relate to that a lot because like when we started doing this show, I started with my buddy Chris years ago, and we only had one mic. I had a Blue Yeti, and I used that to record like everything. You know, I did the interviews and I did a lot of live performances, all just people playing acoustic. And you know, I was proud of what we were able to capture at the time, but when I reinvested in the show and bought some new gear, and I got individual mics for everybody. I went and bought some Shure 58s, and I got a mixer and all this stuff, and like to actually do it right, like it totally takes everything to the next level, and you're so much better, higher quality, and the production behind it all and stuff. So so that's what you guys do. You go from a single mic, not even designed for recording music, and you to a studio. You're definitely going to hear a lot of difference. And
yeah, I kind of like that too about our early stuff. It kind of sounds
bad.
But I mean, we sounded bad, so it makes sense. Like it's kind of like our come up story.
Yeah.
Like at the time of us recording the album, I think we were like barely picking up traction, right? Like a little bit more. We gained more, but at the time the EP came out, we had like 90 Instagram followers, as opposed to now we have like 900. So like it's been like, as our music improved, our fan base improved. Who would have thought? Better product, more customers. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
glad we know that. We were
Yep.
like, yeah.
Yeah, we would have just been good from the beginning if we knew that was the.
Yeah, we would have just been better, you know? No, I'm actually really proud of how much better we've gotten, like individually on our instruments and then like together as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, man, for sure. Well,
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of fun asking some of these random questions for you guys on the show and stuff. So I have a couple questions for you guys.
Sure.
So let's start with what's a dream duet or collaboration you guys would love to see for the band for post Sex Nachos? You guys can all answer individually and stuff.
Post Sex Nachos Weird Al combo.
Oh, that would actually be the diamond in the. Yeah, no, that would work.
Even Weird Al, like parodying one of our songs. That would be an honor.
Dude, I would cry and quit music.
Yeah.
We would have reached the pinnacle.
I would quit music then cry.
Yeah. I would kick Mitch out, then end the band, and then cry.
And then I'd quit.
Who's the girl that wrote that terrible YouTube song Friday?
Oh, Rebecca Black.
Yeah, Rebecca Black.
That would be a great feature.
Respect the name, Rebecca Black.
Yeah. All right.
I've actually never thought about this. I don't know. I'm sure that there's artists out there that we could play with that would make us sound very, very good.
I would love to have. I think in the direction I was thinking originally with this, I think we would love to open up for another band on a big tour.
That'd be
and I think Hippocampus would be like the coolest opportunity we would ever have.
I think we'd all collectively shit ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we would shit each other's pants. Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Then I'd quit.
and then Mitch would get kicked out and quit.
Yeah. So what would be the Weird Al parody? You guys, have you thought about that at all? Like what Weird Al would change one of the songs to?
I think he would take coffee and he would make it a song about how coffee makes you poop. And that would be it. That would be the entire song. That would actually be funny as shit. No question. That would actually be very, very funny. And we should do that and then pitch it to Weird Al.
Right.
That's putting a Post-it note in that.
There it is. I actually got to see Weird Al in Columbia at outside of Blue Note on the 9th Street festival they do out there.
Oh,
yeah. Wow.
And it was really a great time. Like he's puts on an incredible show. He like changes outfits like every song and just especially like Amish Paradise and stuff. He dresses like the music video and puts the whole outfit on and so things like that. And it's a ton of fun to be a part of it. And
he didn't put on the I'm fat suit, did he?
I can't remember if he did the fat suit. I don't know. But he definitely did a lot of different outfits, a lot of quick changes, and he they would play like video segments while he was doing like there was stuff where he was like talking to Eminem, and there was one of them, and he's like, and it was like Eminem's like video cut up, and like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's like, no, I don't know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's like so.
I like Weird Al videos. It's just like a 30-second video of him live. It's called Weird Al Shreds, and it's him like back turned to the audience, like puts a paper in a paper shredder and just shreds, and then he just turns to the crowd and he's like,
That's awesome.
Mitch, can you do that during one of your guitar solos? No.
and we would have to invest in a paper shredder.
That's worth it.
That's actually more than we have. We can't do that.
Purchase, but
We can't afford that.
We don't have it in the budget right now, guys. So.
Yeah.
So if you were a superhero, what would be your name and your superpower?
As a band collectively?
Well, let's go with individuals, and maybe you guys can like come together like the Power Rangers or something, or
It's funny you bring that up because we have this idea for a graphic novel, and in which Sex Nachos are 4 striped heroes battling communism. And
do we?
and it's just an idea right now, but in my mind, that would be the perfect marketing scheme / just kind of like a good example for the children,
right?
And I want to be a post-sex nacho if I want to be a superhero.
You should call yourself a post-sex nacho.
I am a post-sex nacho.
Amy, I didn't know if that was something you wanted us to like riff on or like.
I was like, is this a bit?
No, this is 100% serious, man. No, I have contacted an artist, and the ball is rolling. All we have to do is write the story, and then he said he's ready to go. So
we're really committing to the side of capitalism with this one. Consume.
Buy this.
Dude, buy this. The website is real. Go buy it.
Buy the train.
Well, when you open the graphic novel, it's just a video of a cat falling over.
Well, I would like to be invisible.
Invisible.
And that's it. I think it'd be next. Well, actually, that's a lie. I would much rather fly. I think flying would be cool.
Yeah,
what would your name be?
Hunter, probably.
Fly. Yep. I mean, if I could,
it would be Flunter.
If I could just keep my regular name, I would. Flyboy, maybe.
Flyboy.
I watched.
That sounds like a rapper.
I watched Star Wars last night, episode 5, and they used the term Flyboy to describe Han Solo like 5 times. So I was like, yeah,
the intergalactic sex symbol.
Yeah.
I think I would stick with my Dungeons and Dragons name for my superhero name, Mom Fuckerus.
I think I got it right here.
I think that superpower is pretty self-explanatory.
Isn't it? Yeah, but there it is.
Mom Fuckerus the fourth.
Very important.
Mitch, what superhero would you be?
Man, I think I would choose to have the ability to read minds, so I could go up to Sammy and just kind of know what he means more.
Really,
dude, I wish I could do that for myself too. Yeah.
Really, just get more insight, because man, oh man, am I confused a lot.
Oh, that was good.
What's going on in there?
All right.
Shane, what about you?
Look at him.
Oh man, I don't know. I haven't really never thought about it for myself. I just like asking, put people in weird positions to what they want to think about it. I don't know. I think flying would be definitely cool. So that, but I don't want to steal Hunter's answer.
Bastard.
Yeah.
Because Hunter's answer is so original.
Right.
That is an original thought. I am the only person who has ever wanted to fly ever. It's a trademark.
What about planes, Hunter?
No, I did that.
Oh, the third right brother. I see.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What's a song that always gets stuck in your head? What you have anything you guys woke up singing this morning?
Oh, I got one. So I gotta make sure he's not listening. So me and my roommates for the last like 4 or 5 months have been putting food underneath my roommate Reagan's mattress. But it started with chicken bones. So we compiled this chicken bones playlist and sent it to him because we've been trying to tell him, like, in the form of a metaphor, that there's chicken bones underneath his bed. And there's this incredible like 2010 alternative rock song called Chicken Bones. Would recommend all of you looking it up.
Who's it by?
Let me look it up real quick.
Can we cover it?
Oh, that would be a good way to tell him.
That would be a good way to tell. It's like, Reagan, this song's for you.
Listen, there's meaning behind it.
John Grant or the Cooks?
It's John Grant.
It's not the Cooks?
No.
I was saying I've heard of the Cooks before.
Yeah, I was about to say, oh, really? Unheard of rock band.
I haven't heard of them.
Boomer Mitch.
Boomer Mitch. Slice it. What was that?
I don't know.
Boomer Mitch. It's a new thing.
Boomer Mitch because they think I can't operate Zoom. But look at how well.
Yeah, Mitch, we can barely hear you.
All right, microphone guy.
Hey, at least I know how to use technology.
You sound great. You sound really good.
Thanks.
Wait, Chris.
Our podcast, Sammy.
Does anybody else have a song? Or does everybody have chicken bones stuck in their head now?
I think I'd probably choose that Dancing in the Moonlight.
Oh, yes, Dancing in the Moonlight.
Dude, that song is always in my head, and I always want to dance to it. And I really can't get it out of my head ever.
This might be a tad bit revealing, but the song The Beers by the Front Bottoms, it's been kicking around in the old noggin lately.
Hey, is there a lot of beer drinking going on?
This is my way of telling you that I'm breaking out of the shell of the band and joining the Front Bottoms.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
How expected.
I wish there was another way to tell you this, but it just came out of me.
Hunter, you dog.
Yeah, I'm two-timing with another band. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't talk about two-timing with another band. I'm pretty sure Mitch and me are both guilty.
Hunter, if you were two-timing with the Front Bottoms, I would not have an ounce of remorse.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at all.
I'd wonder why you were spending any time with us.
I do love the Front Bottoms, though. Shout out Front Bottoms.
Front Bottoms.
The song that I'm going to pick is a song that I heard from one of my favorite shows right now, which these guys know is called Nirvana, the band, the show. Absolutely hysterical show. No one has heard of it. And it's this old disco song called Making It by David Naughton. You ever look that up? It is a really funny song, especially when you see the episode that it's in. It's the episode where they go to what's the film festival in Colorado?
South by Southwest?
No, not Colorado.
Sundance? Utah?
Sundance.
Yeah.
Sundance in an episode, and they make a film for Sundance, and the song. It's so fucking fun.
That's awesome.
I got all kinds of homework I got to do.
Yeah, that song or that show.
Got to check out that show. I got to check out the Front Bottoms. What, Hippocampus, you said?
Hippocampus.
I don't know anything about them
love
either.
Hippocampus.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
They're like a better version of us.
Yeah. They're like, if we're level 2, they're level 95.
11 million.
Yeah, fucking insane. They can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, don't say that before some sort of scandal comes out.
Right.
There was another music guy that I love listening to is Anthony Fantano. And he was, very active on Twitter, and he tweeted out something this morning. It was like, name a band that has like every single one of their albums is great. Like you can listen through every single one of their albums, and it's always been Hippocampus for me. Like all of their albums front to back are just beautiful. So good.
Yeah. Even that new one.
Yeah. So
which
like
I didn't like as much, but it's still really good.
Bambi or the demos they released.
Demos.
I love that's my favorite album of theirs. I'll be
All
honest.
right, we can just agree to move on.
Well, they have an EP, which is a song on that EP was the first song I've heard of them, and it has the song Violet.
Yeah.
That song, it's called South. The EP. That's
Yeah.
Oh,
great.
that song too is really good.
South is good, but Violet's a great song.
Violet's
Yeah.
when I saw Hippocampus in Colombia last year.
I was there too, buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna say like almost exactly a year ago. And their encore was Violet, and it was so fucking cool. It was like, they're too
Did
good.
you go in 2018 too, Hunter?
Yeah.
Same.
I caught them.
Oh, we
at-
went together. I think Chase was there too.
Did we go together? Oh, you're right. The first time we did.
The first time I heard them live, I only seen them live once. I caught the end of their set at Lou Fest in 2016.
Yeah.
We fast.
You guys there? Yeah.
Rest in peace, Lou Fest.
That was fun, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Lou Fest was really good about that. Like, I mean, obviously you guys knew about Hippocampus, but there was a lot of bands on that bill that they every year, like when they might be on when they performed at Lou Fest, you didn't really know the name, but then all of a sudden, like the next year, they were huge.
Yep.
Like, so they were really good about picking out some of those up and coming bands. And
Lou Fest put everyone on.
yeah,
You know who else I saw there that like in the next 2 years after I saw him, he just blew up. Anderson .Paak in the Freeman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this guy?
yeah.
And then he just blew up.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh my God, why don't I know this guy?
Right.
Anderson .Paak has got to be one of the most talented artists alive. Like
Yeah.
the fact that I mean, like percussion wise, that man is incredible. Like I've never seen someone have as much control while playing a kit and also rapping and also singing.
And also looking fly as hell.
Yeah. And also just like having a good time while you're doing all of that. Like fucking nuts. The guy's insane.
You know who I think is one of the most talented people nowadays is I've been watching a ton of his shit and listening to all of his new album is amazing. Childish Gambino, Donald Glover.
Yeah.
His new album's fantastic.
Talk about a renaissance,
Yeah.
man.
Guava Island, anybody?
Yeah. Guava Island is so good.
So good. I've been watching a ton of Community, and I just finished rewatching Atlanta.
Damn.
All masterpieces.
You got all his discography, filmography.
Yeah, I have a strand of his hair.
He one of my favorites. Yeah, I mean, the guy does it all. Like obviously comedy, stand-up comedy. Being an actor, being a rapper. He does it everything. And but one of my favorite jokes from his stand-up was he said that he's talking about on Twitter he's Don Glover and it looks like Dong Glover. And I thought that was really funny. So
I never looked at it like that. But
Yeah.
now I will never not look
Yeah,
at it like
right.
that.
yeah.
You guys fucking awesome.
Yep. So I guess so we have the record out there, obviously, like we talked about, but everything as far as the live everything's been put on hold, obviously. But you guys said the release parties bumped to September. Is that correct?
September 10th, yeah.
At Rose.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Very cool. So that so keep that on mark that on your calendar because you got plans for the night now. And
We also have a show in June. that we-
Possibly, yeah. Depending on whether or not this whole thing it clears up.
It's going to be at Red Flag.
Yeah, and it's
yeah?
Ground Control's album release.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I remember this now. Yes, of course. I knew what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Hunter is
yeah.
the most involved member
Yeah.
of the
I handle all of this. It's all good.
yeah, I've had a bunch of time experiences like doing this, and then people are like, "Man, we should have do podcasts more often because then we all get on the same page and learn what's going on in the band." But I haven't been to, obviously I don't think anybody's been to Red Flag yet, so I'm anxious to check it out and see what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Play it and that was fun. But I haven't been to Red Flag.
Yeah.
I used to play at Foo Bar like all the time with past bands, and seeing that transformation was like bittersweet, right?
Yeah.
Because like cool new venue, but old piece of shit that you love.
I was supposed to be at Red Flag a little bit ago for that Story of the Year show there. So, but of course, everything's canceled. So, but I'm anxious to check it out. I was not like, there was good times there, definitely, but I wasn't a super fan of Foo Bar, just like, just sound wise and things. So
yeah, no, it was definitely a piece of shit. Yeah.
So, but hopefully they'll get it all worked out in the new venue. And I also thought it was weird, like that it was split into two and, had two different shows going on and stuff. So I think it'd be nice to have it all in one room. But yeah, anyway, so keep an eye out for that, for Red Flag show in June possibly. And then, but definitely September, I think I'm pretty sure we'll be able to rock by then. So
hell yeah.
But again, to get involved with all things post Sex Nachos on your Instagram, you can follow along on the Facebook and YouTube also, and visit postsexnachos.com. But yeah, man, this has been a ton of fun, guys. I really appreciate you taking some time to do this, and I'm gonna come party in September. That sounds
Hell
cool.
Yeah, we'll save you a ticket.
Do.
Yeah, I'd like to come properly meet you guys instead of through a computer screen. And are you guys planning to do physicals at all with this release, or just sticking with the digital?
We hadn't even thought about it, I don't think. If we do physicals, it'll be like a really small, limited run of vinyls, probably, just because we've had some interest in it. But they would probably be like super overpriced. And
I would buy one. I mean,
yeah, okay. In the
great, we got one there.
Yeah.
You could really, like make CDs and just give them out for free. That's super cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should also make tapes. I would like to make tapes. I think that could be fun.
Yeah. Those clear little...
Super practical. Yeah.
I have a tape recorder in my car.
Dude, that's so Seattle and Portland of you, Hunter.
Oh, also totally unrelated. Sorry, Shane, but Jolene is back up and running.
Oh, your minivan. Okay, side story. Jolene is Hunter's gold silver Toyota
Gold in
Sienna.
my heart, but
Silver Toyota Sienna that we take to all of our shows, all of our practices, all of our adventures and Taco Bell runs and
everything.
Yeah. And I didn't know she died, but
she wasn't dead. She was on life support for a bit there, but they picked her up. I know the U.S. didn't actually give it a ventilator, so how was that regulated? No, but she's back up and running. She's good to go, which is good. So now we'll have another bit with her, which is good.
Yeah, man.
I love bits.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to meet Jolene too then.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. She'll love you, Shane.
Yeah. Those are the fun times, man. I thinking of that stuff, like I wasn't a minivan, but my very first car was a 88 Crown Vic station wagon with wood panels, and we did all kinds of dumb stuff in that car.
Hell yeah.
And I remember I told a story recently, but I took like 13 people to the bowling alley in it. And that was, it was just always a party on wheels, man. We had a lot of fun doing dumb stuff in that car.
Oh yeah.
So I can imagine that you guys probably have a similar, feelings towards Jolene like I did. So
it's more of like a platonic marriage between Hunter and his van.
There's nothing platonic about it.
It's completely passionate and sexual.
I'll say it.
You fuck your car? Is that what you're gonna say?
I'll admit it now.
That was
on that car though.
There was actually an old was Kids in the Hall. Did you guys ever watch that? I figure it was probably a little before your guys' time, but it was like a sketch, 90s sketch comedy, kind of I think they were Canadian version of like SNL sort of. And but it got replayed on Comedy Central like all the time back in the day, but they had a bit called about car fuckers, and so you should pull it up on YouTube afterwards. It's pretty funny.
That's actually a good third album.
Yeah.
Car
Right.
fuckers.
Yeah. So yeah, man, we're getting all kinds of good ideas coming out of this show, guys. We named the next 2 records already. Man, we're on a roll. So,
Hell yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys, and I will hopefully again, like I said, I'm gonna come party and come meet you guys properly, and
we'd love that.
We'll have a good time.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you guys, and